So yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Find Your Co-Founder meetup group or event. This is part of the little bit wider group called Rig IPO to Startups, which is actually the global meetup groups, and I've influenced it from got an idea from Silicon Valley, similar named group, and bring this idea to the Latvian market. Still looking for how this approach for developing startups could be applied to Latvian society and Latvian startups, and this is one of the ideas how to foster this team creation and idea not hiding efforts for Latvian ecosystem. Yeah, so my name for those who don't know me is Richards Gailums. You could easily find me in social networks and through the email or any different ways. So yeah, just a couple of words of agenda. So usually this events in the Silicon Valley and it's typical similar places where I have been is called mixing events. So they're organized that people just come together and talk to each other. The presentations which we bring here in Latvia actually is especially for Latvian people because there's a huge barrier for them to speak and communicate freely. So this is I would like to stress that this event. Purpose of this event actually is not listen to presentations, but just introduce yourself and speak freely to everybody you can find here. And normally in such kind of events, there's three types of people. One who get an idea, second who got an idea, who willing to join some team and looking for good ideas to join them, and third is just those who are curious what's going on and they don't want to do nothing. So let's say. So we, in order to foster this, in order to promote this networking, probably we will start with personal introductions. It's actually help you to show up and say what you're doing and what you're looking for. Then we have presentations. How many? I know that we have 2 presentations at least today. So how many of you would like to pitch your idea today? Oh, you got the slides for that? Okay, just really no problem for that. Okay, so we have presentation time. Let's say 4 or 5. Let's say how it goes. Then we have event announcements, so everybody could freely could speak out what's going on and what you're looking for and something like that, and then summary. So then we could start with introduction, and this is simple, some kind of framework. Just say in free form and short terms who you are, what you're doing. You have an idea or project, if any, or you're looking for a challenge to join some team, and probably tell some words about your skill sets, what you are able to do, and what experience actually could be valuable for other founders. So maybe we could start from this part. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Juris. I'm currently working for a Big 4 auditor company. I'm the guy who's focused on IT part of business. I'm here because I have some ideas that I want to develop somehow, and for that I would like to talk with somebody who has some experience with electrical engineering, with PCB designs and stuff like that. Regards to my own skills, I have around 15 years of experience in IT, starting from system administration, involving some programming and IT management as well.
Okay.
That's about it.
What about you?
Hello, my name is Annika. I belong to the 3rd group he mentioned. I'm just looking around, and probably you'll see me next time when I'll be able to give you some more information, maybe, hopefully.
Okay. So, about you?
Hello, I'm Thomas Barilo. I'm a here today for the first time. So I'm managing director of Working Day. It's my own company I established 16 years ago. So that is my first startup, and I have an idea for my second startup for next 16 years probably. So I'm here to meet someone. Maybe we can do something together. So I have an idea for my next startup.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ivo. Actually, I'm also here for first time, and I'm just looking around actually how this event is going on, and just to see what are the how it will go on, and maybe if there will be some cool ideas, maybe I'm interested to join. My expertise actually, I'm working as a social marketing and brand management expert in online gaming business so far. So if there is some necessary for marketing or for brand development, then I might be the right person for you.
Hello, I am Jaka. I'm originally from Slovenia, so you can call me Jaka. It's easier for Latvians. I am here, actually I probably belong to the first and second group. I have some ideas and also maybe looking for people that know or have ideas what they could do with this. So actually currently I am playing around with Bluetooth low energy and PCB design, so maybe we can talk later. So actually what I was trying to do is kind of a wearable device for heart rate monitoring. So I'm playing with this and Bluetooth and maybe apply some machine learning to the data.
Yeah. I remember you have some kind of technical background because we met in parallel programming before.
Yeah, actually otherwise I am an electrical engineer, currently finishing PhD in computer vision. And
Cool. Okay.
Hi, my name is Kristaps. I was until recently financial analyst for a business consulting company. I also have some experience in programming. Well, I'm here with an idea. Would love to talk to some programmers. Quite frankly, I'm not ready to pitch because I feel a bit ill. But otherwise, I would love to talk with some programmers, and yeah, I guess that's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Robert. So today I am going to present my ideas. Then I will introduce to myself better.
My name is Sam Wire. I'm working for a financial technologies company, and I have some ideas, and I want also to pick some new ideas, and so I'm interested in the startup scene.
Yeah. What about you?
My name is Elena, and I'm here for the first time. I'm not ready to speak. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Nick Sokos. I'm currently a high school student still. So for the past 2 years I've been building 3D printers in my home. And I'm currently looking forward to bring them to market or some similar stuff, and especially in education, especially in politics. So I'm just currently looking around here, but I might look for some partners soon. So yeah.
So looking for more for guys with business development background, something like that.
Possibly yes, but not currently. So I'm just still looking around. So.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Zalnex. Currently, I guess I belong to the third group, but with the intention in the future to become most probably the first group person. Currently, I work at the Ministry of Economics for Export Promotion. Well, no technical background.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Jan Stossenberg. I'm working in telecom as my day job, but also I'm working on a new startup, which you can check it out at whatsapp.com. My background is mostly related to IT, but most recently I'm switching to product management field and learning a lot of stuff about product management. Yes, I'm here just to check it out because it's also my first time, and I just want to get to know what this meetup is about and maybe find some new contacts.
And last row,
I'm Aris. I run an e-commerce store based in UK, and I'm going to be teaching a little bit later, and then I'll tell a bit more about myself as well.
Right.
Hey everyone, I'm Klaus. I'm a web developer, and I'm just looking for like-minded people, maybe open to ideas and co-founding a business.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, you're not here. Sunday is here.
Hey. Yeah, my name is Sandy. I'm a designer for trade, and I'm also a co-founder of Fruit design tool in a browser. And I'm just also looking around, maybe for some developers or somebody, maybe somebody in sales. So I don't know. And in general, we raised some money before, and now we're a team of 10. So yeah, who knows?
Well, I'm Alexander. I'm working for him. I'm a developer, and yeah, only is working there.
Hey guys, my name is Mikolis. I work at Full Contact, which is an international startup based in Denver and Riga. And I am the technical lead for the apps team. And I'm here to look for some really brilliant software engineers, be it iOS, Android, or backend. So if you're one of those, come talk to me.
Full Contact actually is that behind a small teeny Latvian success story called Kobook.
Yes, I used to work at Kobook before I got employment. So if you've heard of Kobook, come talk. That's over here.
Hi, I'm Konikis. I'm a programmer, but I guess I'm in this first group. I have an idea, maybe ideas, but not ready to present them yet. I'm trying to get there. Keeping an eye out, looking for potential co-founders.
Hey, I'm Alice. At the moment, I work as an efficiency specialist in one of the biggest companies in Latvia, and I work my way through my MBA studies. And it used to be a time when I had all sorts of really crazy and at that time I thought good ideas. And now I'm trying to get that like a naive life back. So I want to start something new, and that's what I'm here.
Okay. I think that's it. Any more? What about you?
I'm
you.
Valens. I'm working here with my friends.
Okay.
Currently, I'm just looking around and enjoying meetups.
Okay. Cool. So before presentations, just a couple of words about featured events. And this is actually part of the biggest Latvian technology and entrepreneurship meetup network. It's on new graphic design, so designers could blame how bad is it and something like that. But actually, we have 8 groups altogether. This is a co-founder group happening today. Next will be held in somewhere in the middle of April. You need, because we skip the March and take small vacation for organizers. Then we have a UI UX meetup group next Monday here. Then we have Riga Drone meetup also next week, February 24, where we meet and talk about drones in a technical and business perspective. Then we have 25th of February Riga Mobile Application Developer meetup, also held here in the mill. And last 4 is Riga Bitcoin meetup, where we're talking about cryptocurrencies and all the latest stuff. Probably will, at that time, we have some speaker from Estonia Cryptocurrency Association and LH Bank. And next meetups are all in April, so parallel programming meetup where we're talking about code, computer vision, parallel programming, and all machine learning stuff is April 7. Then Riga 3D printing meetup. We have temporary April 8 at RTU Design Factory at Gipsalt. And last in this group is Riga Biotechnology meetup here April 15, where we're talking about IT and wet stuff related to biotechnology. A couple of our sponsors, so I'm representing Riga Biotech University, who is caring about technology and international education and try to develop some better ecosystem here in Latvia. Then we have Microsoft, which is actually offer all members of our meetup groups, so-called Microsoft B-Spark program application. So if you would like, and drop me an email, I could introduce you to the Microsoft, and you could get this membership for free Azure cloud services and free Microsoft software and tools, a lot of licenses for very big amount of money. And the last but not least is Latvian Garab Tour. They are very good guys actually from her mental side who give us money to bring here food and other stuff. And they actually print out very useful informational materials for starters you could grab there at desk because they baked one of the most promising Latvian startup platforms called Labs Latvia. And there's a couple of featured resources we have shown in previous meetups. So for co-founders, there's a global founder to be called web portal for co-founders, where you can post your profile and then try to get mix and match with other co-founders. The most famous, I suppose, is the Co-founder Lab. There's a couple of, not couple, but a lot of Latvian people and startups there, actually, but they the problem with this portal is that this is a pitching portal for you as a personality. Are you founder, a technical guy, you're pitching yourself, not the idea. This is actually not really work for our case, so we are looking for better some kind of place or platform on the internet where we could put those founder ideas for future revising. And I hope this will be one of the options how those ideas could go farther than this meetup group. So we're talking about a new platform called Labs Latvia, sponsored and baked by the LGA. This platform will go live in the 3rd of March, so there will be kind of launching event and bid on it. If you're happy, you could have seat there, but probably they're already booked. And after launching, probably we'll talk about creating some kind of co-founder database where you could put your idea and try to mix and match local entrepreneurs with technical resources like developers and technical guys. So this is a start of presentations. So this is stuff. Yep. We could start with you.
Okay, right. My name is Maris. I run an e-commerce store. It's based in the UK. It's all cycling related, and we sell products to more than 20 European countries and to some countries outside of Europe as well. But today I'm going to pitch my idea on Mail Me Baby, which is a dead simple email marketing app for e-commerce. Right, so the idea is pretty simple. Let's say I'm an e-commerce store selling ties and you happen to just bought one of those. So normally what's going to happen, you're going to get a confirmation email, order confirmation, which usually looks something a little bit like that. I think that's one out of anything, like a little bit on all the version. And what we are looking to do, we're looking to turn it into a little bit more like this. Which basically says that you've got your products, you've got your invoice and everything else, but what it's going to do is going to feed a couple of more products in a very smart way. So if you've bought this black magic tie, then obviously there's a chance you might be a little bit interested in something like soul healing tie with a skeleton on it, or you might be interested in a time travel watch as well. And we're going to feed those two products in a very smart way. I'm going to explain you a little bit later. First of all, why are we going to use the order confirmation email instead of a normal marketing email is the open rate. Normal email campaigns average about 20 to 25% open rate, where order confirmation emails average roughly about 70% more of that. So that kind of right away gives you a great platform for marketing, which a lot of people, or most people, or most e-commerce stores actually are not using at all. And the way we're going to do those offers is dead simple. All e-commerce stores have their products listed in some sort of categories, and so therefore if you buy a product from category A, you can feed in two products from category B or C, or as you wish, they can be from the same one as well. So in this case, if your black magic tie is in category A and your hull tie clip is category B and the watch fits into the category C, makes it in a simple way. Our plan is to start to promote this app on a Shopify platform. One reason it's the most familiar for me. Secondly, it's one of the most commonly used and one of the most rapidly growing ones. They have over 150,000 stores with more than 7 billion sales made already, and that's pretty much the market. I think that an app as simple as that should be probably more successful being marketed at small to medium businesses, to people who are not email marketing specialists, because there are advanced email marketing softwares out there, but this app is just dead simple. It's very, very easy to set up, and it's very easy to use, which could potentially grow revenue for e-commerce stores. So yeah, what I'm looking for is the idea is just an idea stage. I'm looking for a co-founding programmer who'd be capable of doing some sort of a scratch messy mock-up for that, and just to see whether the idea can grow and push it a little bit forward. I noticed there's only one programmer today out in the back there, so we're going to all have to compete for that one. Shortly, that's about it. If anyone's any questions and feedback, welcome. If anyone's interested, email me maybe. Yeah, thank you. Questions? Questions from us? Anyone?
Yeah, so this pretty much means that customers looking to integrate with you will have to pretty much do some programming or software work to integrate with your stores, and then those confirmation emails will be sent through you, right?
Well, the configuration is very simple. The way Shopify works is they do have an app store, so that's an actual selling platform for the product already. It works on a subscription basis. So once the customer has subscribed for our product, they have to do the application automatically integrates within their store, and what it does, it replaces the automatic normal Shopify thank you message with our custom message, and it is possible to set it up in a way that you feed the information, you crowd the information from categories, and you put those images in. All the customer needs to do, all he needs to do is he has to set that if someone buys something from category A, I would like to offer them also category B and C.
So, if I can move into the next question, then it's not just the main target in Shopify, but it's pretty much the only target for now. So it would more or less be just a Shopify plugin or...
For the whole idea for the beginning is kind of designed for the Shopify, but it could potentially move into other shopping platforms, since all e-commerce stores do classify their products in some sort of groups or in some sort of product groups. So there's a potential to grow, but as for the start, I think 7 billion in sales is kind of a good market to start with. Anyone else?
What could you offer and why people should join you?
Why people should join us is very simple, because they do want to grow their sales. This is a tool which could potentially upsell their products. As anyone knows, if you buy something and then if you like it, you are willing to buy from the same company, and this is a great way to upsell the products right away. Just on a hot point, as soon as they bought it, you can offer them something else.
And the same question again, but it's for the co-founders.
Oh, for the co-founders, why should they join? Okay, right. Well, there's a potential business idea which could grow into profitable business. It could be a good start for a side project. At least that's how I look at it at the moment. From my side, I can offer my business expertise in Shopify. I've been working with Shopify for over 3 years now. I got its insides out. But I don't have the coding skills, so I need someone who can code, and if they're interested in sort of a bit of marketing or a bit of e-commerce, it'd be a nice project to test it out and work around it.
What would be the pricing for the subscription service?
Since we're targeting small to medium shops, I reckon the pricing can't be too high. There are two potential ways. One is full subscription on constant payment per month, which could be about $20. What I would like to do in a perfect world would be probably 2 or 3 price plans for shops, which could average perhaps starting from $15 per month to maybe about $50 or $100, depending on the amount of emails sent out, which would be a nice way of presenting that. There's a way of upselling the product on more emails sent, or depending on how many customers the shop actually has.
Shopify is PHP-based platform?
I'm not a programmer, I don't know. It's Ruby. Stable.
Something like a good idea.
Yeah. Well,
So in your case, what MVP could look like? Minimal viable product which you're developing?
Pardon me, say again.
Minimal viable product.
Well, the minimum viable product is a simple app which sends out emails on request. It could potentially be even set up with something like a MailChimp or similar product, just for the beginning as for the test product. And the minimum viable is one simple thing. Feed the data what the customer has bought, offer 1 or 2 alternative products, and send an email out. It's kind of straightforward. Preferably with some measurements. Sorry, Sandy.
First, I think it's a great idea. Second, I think if you find somebody today, in a week you can apply for a startup sauna, and in a month you can be in Finland, and in 3 months in San Francisco.
That's my Wow! You got that. Sweet. You got that. That's actually, if anyone were to come forward and say, okay, we want to do it, my reply is going to be, okay, let's sit down, not sleep for 5 days, and do something that we can show a week later for presenting Startup Sauna, so we can go for a month and enjoy that thing.
Could you tell a little bit more about minimal requirements to apply for Startup Sauna?
Just have something and pitch something and you're almost there.
Do you need a team, or do you just came with the idea and looking for...
Yeah, like you have better chances to get in if you have a team, or a track record, or a team. So in this case, if it's just an idea and there is no team, like that would be very difficult, I assume. But if you can get a developer who's in, that's a team.
And I'll be honest, I wouldn't want to go there without a team. I've done that once already.
Are there any stories from Latin start to the Startup Sauna?
If they're successful. Infogram was there, so their Fruit was there, then Richly was there, Maxtrap was there. So At least about some of them you heard most probably, so I'd say it's worth it.
Okay.
Are there any competitors offering similar services?
Of course there are. It's an email marketing. There's loads and loads and loads of competitors, but there is so far no one who has done that thing in this very simple way. Most competitors have either a product which is not working very well, or they have a product which is complicated to use. But we're striving for that perfection where it's what we look. Our target audience is a person who runs their own store and they're not a marketer. They don't know what email marketing campaign is, and we're just going to do a simple solution for them, which works.
Right. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So I forget to tell you that all pitches could contain answers to those simple questions, which are actually in some description also. So yeah, next presenter is Robert. Yeah, welcome to the viewers. Oh yeah. So at least there is no important information
from the email.
Sorry for that.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Robert Poprowski, and today I'm here to present you my idea about traffic collision avoidance system for small aviation. So first, I will tell about myself. So this year I graduated Riga Technical University and received master degree in telecommunications. And currently I'm working at Accenture as Java developer, and would like to start this one idea or join to some other if this doesn't work. So, as my master thesis last summer, I created this already working prototype, which helps to prevent traffic collisions in small aviation. So, what should we prevent is mid-air collisions. Big companies like Air Baltic has ability to install big and very expensive equipment on their airplanes, but enthusiasts cannot afford it, so they have to rely only on visual tracking of airspace around them and radio communications. So my idea is to introduce a system in which users using their mobile devices like tablets or smartphones could receive from GPS satellites data about their location, then send it back over GSM network to centralized server, and servers then will collect all data from all users, analyze it, and find possible collision threats, and send back information about other users nearby in some radius, and also warning messages. So last spring I was able to create already working prototype, which we tested in real flights. So in one of flights I also participated together with my teacher. So on screen you can see that on panel there is mobile phone on which my application already is running. And but while we were testing, we faced one issue, which was unstable mobile network working at high altitudes. So we had to, but this issue can be prevented if we use this application for drones, which I think is future, and we will have a lot more drones around, like this one. So next you can see user interface of my application. And I also bring with me my tablet on which I can run my application. I hope it will work. So currently I am running a server on my local PC at home, and tablet is sending mock data which was recorded earlier on text file. But if we could switch on GPS and send data over GPS and have more users in systems, then you will see these green dots which will show other users which are nearby in some radius, and also red dots, red triangles, which are warning messages. So pilot has to watch out from this user XYLMNA. So later, if anyone wants, I can show you closer this demo. So what I am looking for, I am looking, as you understood, I am more a developer guy, not a business guy. So I'm looking someone who would like to join and move this idea into a business model. And so you can write to my email address, which you see on the screen, or talk to me after this presentation. That's all from my side. I'm ready to answer questions.
Questions? Do you need some special hardware for this? Or is it just a mobile device that you carry?
Well, there requires a server and mobile device. Currently I have implemented it on Android platform, but it can be also implemented on iOS and Windows Phone in future, I think. And also, as I thought, I think it could be also used with drones in future. So there are many ways.
I got a question actually about this drones part, because as you mentioned, the mobile network could be unstable, and it's possible that this mobile tower is overloaded because of some heavy usage and the mobile network drops down. But how you actually imagine these drones, like they are all the time hovering in some like fleet in the air and just transmitting the signals or retransmitting, because I just couldn't quite get this part about how these drones are actually like working. Can you explain a bit more about the
Well,
drones?
I haven't thought much about this drones idea. I just see it as a solution about unstable GSM network on high altitudes.
So would it just relay the GSM network as a repeater or something?
On GSM?
So how would the drones help solve it?
No, drones can use it as collision avoidance system.
He could use his idea to avoid drone collision.
Okay. Yes, drones are lower.
Yes. That was the idea.
How you come out with this idea? Do you have some kind of problem in your life? Solution for the problem, or how you decide to start something like that?
Well, it was my master's thesis, as I thought.
Oh, okay.
And the teacher is a pilot enthusiast, and he told me that this would be a great idea to implement.
And have you talked with guys like UAV Factory or Apple?
Yes, we made a survey. My teacher had connections in airport, and many pilots was thinking that this is a good idea.
There's a growing part of unmanned airplanes, like those drones and other stuff. So in this case, they're not using, they couldn't use probably mobile phone. Yeah, because there's no pilot, because pilot is somewhere on the ground. At least you could strap all this
I think
mobile phones.
drones can just receive themselves GPS signal and send it. By installing some software.
Well, yeah, it depends on the hardware. But it's more about the technological solutions.
Okay, so I had a question. For this to really work, I think pretty much the majority of people would need to use it, because if you start to rely on it and there's some pilot that's not using it, you would be less cautious and increase the chance, increase the risk of something happening. So how do you envision solving that?
While I was writing my master thesis, my work, I investigated this issue and found out that in America, for example, there is possibility to have location data for the planes from internet to get it fetched. And so it is possible to fetch it to server and send to users.
Okay, so even if you're not a user, your plane's location is available, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Even planes flying just under visual flight rules, they're tracked by radar or something?
Yes, probably, but
usually they
mostly
have to transpond their own plane.
as I told them, they rely on radio communication or visual flight.
Yeah, I think you should think how to use this idea of drones and other stuff, because I think this small airplanes is a very small market and it's very convinced everybody use one particular system. It's should be some kind of.
It sounds like something where it would be useful to get the government involved, perhaps. To make it almost a law.
It's very hard.
They will screw it up.
It's like the whole thing is you have to do it first before you start going with it. It's not getting government laws.
It's a long term.
I have a question about the small planes. Do you have any statistics on how often these crashes happen? Because the one pilot don't see the other one. I haven't heard. I don't think that's a big issue. Apparently, they would need something like that. Of course, it's like easier if you have some technical topic, but otherwise they might not be interested because they don't see so dangerous at the moment.
Well, there is danger, of course, and it happens.
How often? Usually they crash on some kind of object like power lines or land or buildings or trees.
Do you have any statistics about meteor collisions?
No.
Worldwide.
I think the official term for the near collision is a near miss. Actually, in fact, it should have been called a near collision, but they called it a near miss so it doesn't sound as dangerous. But they do happen quite often, I've heard.
Yeah. Well, I think it can be thought of as life insurance. Why do you buy life insurance? Because hey, nothing will happen anyway, right?
Yeah. And you could potentially sell that product. Well, you could sell that product in a way that if insurance companies would insure your private plane for a little bit less money if you had it, because it's a little bit safer to fly.
Yes, of course.
And for drones, it would be very valuable to avoid the airports because they have some kind of closed airspace zones and something like that. And I think there's already some kind of solutions which actually is related somehow to GPS, and they are not allowing drones to fly closer to these closed areas. I don't know how it works and how it's.
I think you should really focus to the drone market since it's really rapidly growing right now. And currently there are major problems with implementing some safety rules, especially in the US. And I think this potentially have really big market available, but you really need to work on the drone idea itself and how to technically implement this idea, maybe possibly to the biggest drone manufacturers, and see how it would be possible to implement this system.
Yeah, maybe you
should come to the drone meet and present.
Yeah, that's my solution, because they probably will ask Ilya from Airbus, who is CTO of Airbus. to come to speak about it. And as soon as I know they're looking for a solution not only for obstacle avoidance, which actually is because they have sport drone, which actually is following your enclosed area, but they also need to implement somehow this avoidance of the obstacles is somewhere else, like closed airspace and other stuff. And guys from Air told us previous meetups that there's some kind of already maps or services on the internet which is actually created for the drones somehow, and Airdog is working on a platform when every Airdog, some drone could send the data about the track where they have been to other Airdog drones in order to avoid some kind of obstacles which actually is entered by the operator on the ground, something like that. But probably you could pitch idea to them and get insight from our industry, because they're really know that they are doing actually something.
I will think about signing the drone meeting.
Yeah, so it will be next week in middle of the week, something like that.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Washington Post reports 25 near misses in half a year from 2014.
How many?
25 near misses.
Yeah, in the States.
Per year.
And it's more about collisions between drones and some larger aircraft. So, potential there is
Really low risk.
Any more questions?
Yeah, any more questions? Thank you. So what about you about pitching today?
I can come.
Because we don't have presentations anymore.
Okay. I don't have slides because I just don't have them.
Do you have one? Behind you.
I will switch it actually out.
So I have an idea, and I would like to share the idea with Klaus and probably some other guys and girls here. And I'm a recruiter, or I'm a headhunter, or a lot of my background is related to recruitment and finding people and doing some employment-related stuff. And business is okay, but I look for new challenge for myself. And I have come to an idea that there is a problem in Latvia and probably in other countries that we do not have access to salary information. Yeah. About which companies pay how much, which companies pay the best salaries. And in Latvia, it is a confidential information.
There's one person who knows, Neo. At least the governmental side.
Yes. So, my idea is to create some kind of a tool or a community where people could come and confidentially register their salary information, right? And if you register your salary for your job today, you get all the analysis and analytics around your job position for free. And it's a win-win for me and for you. And where is the business? The business is usually to understand your position is not enough. You want to change a job, and then you want to ask, if you want to have a question, how much do they pay for that position, or how much can I ask, or what's a good salary in that position. And for that you probably are interested to pay a very small amount of money. And if it works for Latvia, it would work for probably 100 more other countries. So it's a very big idea how I see it. And why I'm here, today I have my own team, but I want to create a new team. I'm looking for people which have more passion, more challenging teams that we could work together. So on one side, I'm interested in bright and smart people in general, that I could have a live conversation and we could talk days and nights about ideas and concepts. And And then on the other side, I'm interested in guys like Mr. Klaus, who can do some development as well. What can I offer? What do you want to join me? Let's talk about it. I mean, today it's just an idea, and I'm looking at as a long-term perspective. So I'm looking for a partner to work together for many years, hopefully, grow it very big, very international business. Thank you. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How you will make sure that the person registering is like inputting the real salary or not fake numbers? How you will check it?
We will not check it, but I have to trust people, and because to check it, it will become very, very complicated. I mean, idea is to have accurate data and accurate results. So if you enter what you enter, you will get out of it as well. So of course, everyone has to log in, and it has to be personal data.
I'm just wondering,
Isn't it you already replied to the question where people actually enter their salary because they want to know how much other people working the same job earn? So obviously you'd enter the salary you receive, otherwise what's the point?
No, but you want to get out of it analysis of where do you stand.
Yeah, but that was kind of replying to the same thing.
So if you enter a good number, my tool will tell you where are you. Are you in the first 10% or you are down the line at the very end?
Yes, but
so you want to know also how is your salary in relation to others.
I understand that you are interested to like enter the correct number, but if there is no this checking, then possibly you cannot guarantee that the analysis is correct, and it's possible that someone is creating something, I don't know, some automated accounts and just entering some numbers and driving the system somehow.
Like big companies trying to maintain their employees, creating lots of fake profiles and lower salaries than there actually are.
So probably it is a kind of a worse discussion how to solve. I mean, this is only one of the challenges that this become.
So yeah,
Glassdoor was one. There is a salary.com which was sold for 100 million in the United States. Now it's part of IBM. IBM owns salary.com.
IBM has correct salary.
And what would you do differently from those guys, or what those guys actually is doing wrong?
They are not present, I would say, in smaller countries.
Okay. So you could be local version of Glassdoor here.
In a way, yes, but probably we would like to do something more than they do.
There's site how's there's salaries and
How's
comments
that?
on companies.
Cut.
How's that so it's exactly the same.
It's very anonymous, and it's you do not get analysis out of it. You can find some kind of a pieces of information, but it doesn't tell you, but is your salary okay? Are you getting a good salary? Probably the better version for this would be to check algas.lv. And also it's very anonymous, and you cannot verify who entered your data.
Maybe you should.
Oh, yes.
Is your service not going to be anonymous?
No.
So in that case, there's going to be a huge problem with many employers because you're not supposed to talk about your salary because it's in your contract.
Correct, but the kind of people will have to register, but I will not tell anyone who has registered.
Well, if you have to know anonymous, then
But I can verify every user. So kind of, I know who has registered each salary.
So who will be watching the watcher then?
But it's still basically breach of contract when I, for example, tell you what my salary is and you know where I work and what I work as, and so that itself is breach of salary. You don't even need to tell anyone else. So I can formally register on your site.
But it will be people like secrets. It will be our secrets, the registration.
I'm sure everyone know about it.
We will not tell anyone.
Of course.
Really. It will be our secret.
So I was wondering in a situation where what happens when, I don't know, some like big corporation, for instance, makes a well, for instance, all of a sudden there appears an option where you can find how much people are earning in Microsoft, for instance. And Microsoft was like, whoa, we have this point in our contracts where no one's supposed to say how much they're earning. And they say like, whoa, guys, how do you know how much our staff is earning? And you're like, we're not going to tell you. And they're like, okay, we're taking you to the courts. And then they take you to the courts and because you are technically, well, not you directly, but you are making people to breach their contracts. And Microsoft, or for instance, Microsoft can take you to court and force you to give up this information. I don't know, we're just going to a legal talk as soon as their lawyer left.
I mean, here is also salaries, and probably it's a global, tool. And people register their data.
But isn't it based on just some polls or some statistics?
Alternatively, what we do have in Latvia is we have two companies that do salary surveys officially, where companies submit their salary data for all their employees.
Yeah, but they do that anonymously. But in your case, it's not anonymously, and that's a huge difference, isn't it? I don't
So we have
it's
to
a
find
great idea for a good startup, but
No, but we have to find a solution how to kind of get people verified and make them stay anonymous.
I think you need a law. Could it be anonymous? Why does it have to be? Does it have to be non-anonymous? I mean, could it be anonymous?
Could it be non-anonymous?
Yeah. Could it be anonymous? Could they not tell you who they are? Why do they have to tell you who they are?
But I have to verify. I have to verify users to get accuracy and trust behind.
I'm pretty sure there's a way around it where you can ask the user to register, for instance, sign up to Facebook or something, and then you ask them information where they work. And then they go to kind of a separate account where they just put it in the amount what they earn. So technically they're not saying that I work here and I earn this. Because on one account they say I work here, on another one, anonymously, they say...
And the cookie is the same.
Probably, yeah.
And maybe you should look into more how to somehow merge the data from all the websites and statistics available, and try to maybe make a tool that returns some really useful data from these data that is already out there, and somehow merge it together, making one period number. I don't know, maybe.
My vision is that there has to be statistics behind it. So that, for example, if you get a job marketing manager, 100 people register salaries for marketing manager, and then I can take the average, I can take the median, I can take the top 10%, top 25%, and I can do a lot of analytics around it. If there is many kind of submitted numbers.
A philosophical question, should they be confidential? Should the salary be confidential? I mean, in Norway, you can look up the salary of any person you want. The president, your neighbor, pick anybody.
In Latvia, it is a traditional. It's a part of our culture that salary in many companies is confidential.
And you think that it will remain so?
I mean, it is a way to open icebergs, that I see.
I I'm just curious how precise is those assumptions and surveys. There's a 1 year ago Forbes Latvia issue about top executive salaries in different telecommunications, insurance, and other stuff. There's very high figures actually, and I talked with one insurance board member, and he was also I'm very curious how they get those so high numbers because they say that those numbers are too high for industry. So how to deal with survey data actually?
Difficult to comment on that because in Latvia there are very limited number of people that receive a very high salary. Probably they will not go online and register to like CEO of Lat Telecom to check is he similar to our Baltic CEO? Probably not.
Maybe I think to start off you should make a survey and try to spread it out to really gather information that whether people or employees would be interested in such a service that you're trying to offer, to see if there is even demand.
Demand is huge because our office we get phone calls every day in relation to how much.
There are two questions basically. First one, would you like to have such a survey? Yes, I do. Would you like to submit your salary there? No, I wouldn't.
So for these guys, there is an option: buy salary data. Do not submit it and don't get anything free of charge. Just buy.
But at the end of the day, you have to have quite a significant portion of respondents according to all the theory of creating statistical surveys and stuff like that for them to be represented in general.
You need at least 7 people for one position to be able to come up with a median number.
I have this idea that maybe you are focusing on the actual people, the persons, but maybe you can just have like 500 Latvian companies submit the data for the positions, but officially, like there is anonymous data, but for positions, and these companies are not lying. Like, and if you get from 500 companies in this tool, you get all information you
You
need.
should convince State Revenue Service to publish the data. They have it.
Yes, if you talk about companies submitting data, there is a competition in Latvia. There are 2 companies that do it professionally.
But from how many companies do they get?
They do, each does like 250 companies or 50,000 employees.
Okay. Maybe you can do it better. Cheaper.
No. I want to create a product for people like us. Because these salary surveys are not publicly available. It's just only for companies, for HR managers to buy data, to develop their compensation.
Actually, no, not quite. There was a survey like a year or 2 ago, I think, on the salaries, and if you submitted your salary, you got the report back afterwards on your profession group.
Okay.
So I can push
that, I think.
Yeah. The interest is basically quite positive.
You said this data is like only for the company use, but if you would make a system that is available for the people, then maybe it will get very popular.
Of course.
That's the idea. And you can just put ads on the site and run ads.
Of course.
I just think of those big data companies like Facebook and Google and educated guess on your salary because of your buying patterns or tweeting or writing patterns and something, analyzing your profile somehow. Are those data not competing with this project? Because in this case you're asking employees to submit something, just a big data analytical part is just actually making just simply educated guess and quite close sometimes.
Well, if you put any data about your salary theoretically in a Google Drive, Google knows it, Google analyzes it, and they sell it. And they sell it because they own the data that they have. So I mean, it's enough to store a wrong email, Gmail, or Google, wrong Excel sheet in Google Drive.
I think the good business model is the Waze model which actually is giving users a navigation tool for your good actually to find the easiest way, but actually they are receiving your data actually, and you could easily make patterns and make a business on that. And I think this particular project business model could be made somehow to force people to submit salary and I don't know, somehow.
Finding out.
Yeah, and then offering something valuable for them. But I don't know what actually, what could force me to submit salary to receive something. What will be this something?
So we have to create something that looks good and it consists of many.
The largest problem is to force or convince people to submit data. Actually, this is hardest stuff.
It will come. I'm not worried about that at all because everyone is interested about his own salary.
Okay. Any more questions?
I have not a question, a comment. I think you should really focus on the credibility of data. Like the pages you report, they are, I think, very approximate and inputs. If you work on credibility of the data and also the privacy, then it might be very well.
My work.
Sorry?
My work, yeah. But thank you for the question about going to court. I like that very much.
Any more questions?
Would you like to go to court? We have a lawyer here if you need one.
Good. So I'm Thomas from Working Day. Feel free to find me later today or online after today. Thank you.
By the way, AngelList also has some information about salaries, about mobile developers. So how many of you are mobile developers here? Do you know what salary you should have? You should check. Yeah. Okay. Or marketing. Nice speakers. Any more? Yeah. Just.
So I also don't have any slides, or
okay.
I do, as you said. In the last few months I was Bluetooth and combining Bluetooth with heart rate monitors. So my idea was to create some kind of a wearable device that would gather a person's heart rate data and send it to the cloud. And it could be available for doctors for the analysis in the patterns of heart rate variability, or like to extract some useful information out of the data. Currently it's more just like idea, and I also built a small prototype. So yeah, I'm looking maybe for someone who would also be able to help me to develop this idea, because in the last few years a lot of similar products have emerged on the market. So maybe we need, I don't know, to pivot the idea a bit, and or just to use the existing technology to make something similar. Or like in the last years also, Bluetooth Smart is becoming popular in the Internet of Things devices, so it could also be combined with that. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of hardware do you use for testing? Like hardware, I mean, those.
Yeah, I actually have it here to show. So it's a custom-made PCB with Bluetooth and sensors for the heart rate. It's like for now it's really big because it's just a prototype. But yeah, I'm playing around with it now, programming and trying to see what I can do.
So what does this hardware do actually? It's connecting this heart monitor, some
Well, actually, if you have a
sensor?
smartphone, you can just download any app that supports heart rate. For example, running apps like Endomondo, if you know it. it should be able to connect with it. Right now, if I put the battery, it just works. So yeah, it has 2 heart rate monitor systems and accelerometer. Yeah.
There are currently very many competitors, and what would you make your device unique that would be better than the others that are out there currently?
Actually, maybe the analytics itself would be the kind of the benefit of this, not the hardware itself. But when we started with this, actually it was one of my friend's idea. It was like 2 years ago, and we were developing really slowly. And yeah, now there's a lot of competition on the market.
I'm just curious about this necessity of the special hardware for that, because I don't know, I think those and the Mono app just connect somehow. You put this belt with sensor on it and just working.
But this belt basically
it's hardware inside of the belt.
I would ask more actually. If you have thought about some different type of sensors, like if you're looking at biotechnology, there are like devices at the moment that can measure your different. I can't pronounce those words in English because I don't know them. But different parameters. If you put in blood, some blood figures, some sugar figures for certain diseases, and that's. Have you thought about that?
Well, actually, I'm not sure about the sugar. What you can do with this, it doesn't work on the same principle as the belt that you put around your chest, but it works principle of the light that goes through the blood, and on that principle you can also measure the saturation of the oxygen in the blood. I'm not sure about the sugar, but maybe there also exists a method.
I don't remember the company. There's a company selling quite expensive devices designed for elderly people. Basically, like there's a service in an elderly house, and each one wears a device, and so basically the service knows to whom to run and when to run. Otherwise, they can have a good night's sleep.
No doubt there's a huge application market for that. To help people in heart problems, heart strokes, other stuff.
Yeah, elderly people who live alone, and there's some service in the city or government-based ambulance, something like that.
As far as I know, you're the first guy who's teaching wearables, some kind of startup idea from Latvia. Is there any guys who is working on wearables here? Any information? Because in biotechnology meetup, there's a lot of guys who is working with wet science, like anything in labs and something like that. And some part is writing applications, but in this part of the wearables, actually, there's no traction in Latvian ecosystem up to now. So probably it's first I know. Just think how to develop this sort of idea and what kind of unique source we could add to this.
There's currently out in the market. There's currently smartwatches that are combined with heart rate sensors and even blood pressure and lots of other things.
How physically they control.
They're also similar to Pebble style. Well, they're Fitbit.
They're looking for the heartbeat here in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are actually quite many currently out there that are coming even out right now. And there's a really big competition already. And just with the heart rate sensor, I don't think this idea is going to lift off. So you really need to come up with something that those guys don't have. And they already have pretty significant data analysis and all the apps and the networks. So you should really need to think of what you can do better than those guys. That would make them switch to your product.
Any more questions, comments? Okay, thank you for pitching. So, any more presentations pitch for today or pitch? Yeah, just come out.
You know, with all the good vibes and the entrepreneurial spirit, just hopefully I don't annoy you too much with my sniffing and coughing. And yeah, I don't have any slides prepared or anything. But yeah, my name is Kristaps. I'm a student. Recently quit my job, hopefully pursuing some startup, and we have an idea that will revolutionize the commenting system as we know it. So maybe, how many of you don't read news on the internet? Anyone? You don't read news on the internet? Never?
No.
Delphi, Ian?
No, not Delphi.
Okay.
The Verge.
Okay. But yeah, basically, as you can see, almost everyone read news on the internet. And where do we discuss news? With friends in person, Twitter, Facebook, other social networks, right? But who writes comments on news sites? Anyone?
Trolls.
Exactly. That, now I'm getting to my point. Oh.
Anonymous.
Okay, of course. Yeah, so that's exactly my point. Trolls, spammers, nonsense, people who would like to annoy other people, or I don't know. Basically, nobody that mattered. And then, I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone. But yeah, and this is basically, trolls and spammers have perverted commenting sections in every major or mediocre news site. So our idea is revolutionize and bring back the general idea of commenting using social links, which is basically you yourself can decide who do you want to read, whose opinions you want to see, and whose you don't. This happens through social links that you yourself, the process is this. You have an account in our platform. You list down all your social network accounts, and you get linked to your friends, people you care for, what opinions you care. And basically, when you go to any news site that is using our platform, you can see your friends' friends, and basically anyone who's linked to you via social web. You can see their comments, which makes it almost impossible, for trolls to get in, for spammers to get in, basically anyone that would kind of disrupt the normal commenting system. We are two in the team, me and my father, who has, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years of IT experience. We also have already some pre-seed money, you could say, a few Ks that we're willing to burn on this project. We already have a potential customer since we pitched this idea to LV, and they basically said, yes, whenever your prototype is ready, bring it on, and we're gonna implement it. And basically our go-to-market strategy is pretty fast, because in April, we would like to already show a working prototype to one major UK news site, and if that goes well, then it's off the races. but until then, yeah, we basically are looking for someone to develop the system, since I only have sort of intermediate experience of programming, Ruby on Rails to be exact, but this can't be done by a single person. And actually, to create this prototype, it's not that difficult, and it doesn't require that much time and it's not that sophisticated. So yeah, that's, I guess, basically it. Questions?
So if I just may ask, it looks like you're kind of trying to cut out a lot of people, which is great for some people, but do you not think just ideologically that it's good for ignorant people? Because what you're literally doing, you're cutting off the opinion of other people. You're just keeping the opinion of your close circle people.
Not really.
Have you heard of internet bubble?
Meaning what?
Whatever you search on the internet, what Google does, and Facebook does, and what your social circle does, it's very difficult to reach out outside your social circle. And the same happens on Google, the same happens on Facebook. You only show the information these large corporations that you're interested in, but you don't get shown the information, for instance, about some important topics around the world which you haven't been particularly been searching around for lately. So what you are, in my opinion, what you are perhaps possibly trying to do now, you're trying to cut this bubble even smaller. So it's great that you're not going to have internet trolls, but I think it's kind of a little bit wrong that you're not going to see other people's opinion, because there might be someone sitting somewhere in India with a very good idea or very good opinion about what you really want, but you're literally just going to cut it off for the sake of not having trolls. Trolls are going to be always and everywhere, but you're shrinking the bubble and making it less appealing to, basically making internet smaller.
Yeah.
You're making it into, not internet, you're making it into your own local social group, circle of friends kind of thing. Something to think about.
I see your point, but I made a little research, and basically an average person on Facebook has 338 friends. That's level 1. Yeah. 2 levels deep, square that, you have around 90,000, a bit more, 100,000 people. In power of 3, so 3 levels deep, it's a couple of million. So we don't really want to filter out everyone except your friends. We don't want to see just the first level. We want you and everyone to be able to see 2, 3 levels deep. And you basically, I actually quite recently read an interesting comment on, don't remember which, was it Financial Times or something? No, but there was an interesting comment in the comment section that basically started off with, I don't want to read 990 comments, but this is what I think. So that kind of shows you that people don't really care about, like they're not going to read 1,000 opinions. They're going to probably read the first 5 or something and then post their own. And that's what we're trying to achieve, because in general people don't want to listen to everyone. They want to listen to people that they think matter.
What you're going to achieve with the product is you're going to cut out a lot of controversial opinions. You're just going to keep the ones which are more, because your friends or friends of friends are more likely to think like-minded like you do, and then you're going to read 5 comments, you think like, oh, everyone thinks like I do. But you're not going to see the opinion that there's actually a lot of people who think differently.
Yeah,
sorry, can go ahead.
Maybe don't think of the idea as cutting comments out, but of a prioritizing the comments. For example, prioritizing your friend comments to the top and going to the level 2, going a bit lower and up to the point where there starts these random comments that are for people you don't know.
Still, the result is the same anyway, because you read the comments of your like-minded people. And you tend to alter your view of the world based on very, very small portion. This is what your brain already does if you study psychology.
Actually, what I didn't mention before, that kind of opens up your commenting section, is that basically what's the value proposition for sites implementing our platform is that they can select their own group of people. Basically, they see every comment, and they can select their own group of people. I think it's a bit, I know it's a bit biased, but still, they can select their own group of people who they think are, competent in certain areas and write valuable comments, and basically tick that they are, their comments add value, and those comments would be in everyone's comment feed. So basically, I don't know if Warren Buffett writes something, and people want to know what Warren Buffett said, but you have to go very, very far to get him into your social network. This is why we want to implement this option, that basically everyone can see what Warren Buffett said, because Financial Times agrees that he's a reasonable person and that he writes valuable comments.
And there's risk of manipulation.
Yeah, and I know that's why it's a bit biased, but...
So Russia would buy it straight away.
Some of these objections could be put aside if the user could optionally choose not to apply one feature could be the user could say, okay, I want to see everything unfiltered.
Of course, yeah. But that probably won't come by default. You have to, basically, in most of the sites, and I don't know, news sites or whatever, like any kind of that similar thing.
But if everyone has the opportunity to,
yeah, exactly.
Then you could have an answer to some of these objections.
I have a question. If say, for example, a platform like Discuss would think of something like that, how would you be any different from that? For them implementing something like that is like throw 3 or 5 programmers at it and they have it.
Yeah, Discuss is actually, we had this idea from watching what Discuss did, but then again, you actually have to, I know it's, there's always a risk of copying and of replicating your idea, but then again, if we go to the market first, that's what counts. When you have relevant sites actually buying your product, then it's pretty hard for others to catch up because your product is out there, and then others have to try and squeeze it in the market when you already have some share. So that's what we're going for. Yeah.
It's awful for.
Yeah, if I could ask more of a hands-on instead of this author question. Are you planning on, for your first prototype, are you planning on having those sites to integrate with you as well, or is it just gonna be something that attaches from the outside, so they would go to your place and see those comments on particular articles somewhere else, or do you need those sites to integrate with your system?
For our MVP, we basically have this idea that we would have our platform that it could embed in their site, and which would basically take into we host the platform, so the information comes to us and we store it, but through database we push the relevant information to that particular resource, their feed.
But it's pretty much they have to integrate, they have to embed your widget or whatever. So kind of like Discuss, right?
Yeah.
So it seems like you need to get that critical mass before it becomes useful.
Yeah, that's why we already basically when we thought of this product, we first pitched it to it, and since they agreed, now we know that at least if we build the prototype, someone will actually implement it, so we have a bigger chance of getting some kind of critical mass to implement it in other sites. Maybe, Delphi is already trying to do this by making people register when posting comments, and you have an anonymous site and the registered comment site. But then again, you can still, trolls and spammers can just, type their nonsense in Delphi registration form and still post everything they want.
But not really. Have you talked with some moderators on Delphi?
No.
I suggest you do.
We haven't tried Delphi.
There is quite knowledge there to fight those trolls and potential offensive comments.
And actually, I had one comment about, you mentioned Russia, right? At some point. We actually found one potential customer called the Moscow Times. Under their newsfeed, they strictly said that due to massive attacks of trolls and spammers, we are forced to close our forums commenting section, because basically what governments spend on trolls is basically the other way around. What news sites spend on preventing troll attacks is just a fraction of what governments pay trolls. So, it's, basically we found a solution.
But I think that if you have like these 3 levels deep social network of millions, then it's not so hard to just squeeze someone trolling in, like getting someone from the network connected. Like, I don't know, use some hacking to just get credentials of someone from those 3 million people of the Facebook network, just add some friend, get inside, like I think it's still a problem that if you make this, someone will try to break it, how you will go against it.
No, of course, when I said that we're trying to prevent trolls, I didn't say that we are 100% troll-proof. Basically, this just massively increases cost of trolls to get into, it's way harder to get into your social network than to just type, I don't know, comment and press submit. And this is what we're trying to achieve. I know that we understand that hackers in some time will try to hack it if it goes big, or even if it doesn't. But still, the point is that this is a way to increase cost of trolls. So actually hiring trolls and hiring spammers would not seem, would be really, really costly.
So technically, it could be something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious how things going with the discuss actually, because some 2 or 3 years ago there's a lot of web page who is embedded in this plugin, but lately actually there's a Facebook overall in the comments and that's it, and I don't know how successful their business model.
Actually, I haven't used this. Do they have to connect? You have to log in with social networks?
Yeah, basically you can.
Okay.
You can either register there or use Facebook or Twitter.
Sure. Almost forgot. Another thing is not only you can just write on, underneath the newsfeed, you can write comments, but it basically also is data crunching for the relevant, your friends or I don't know, your social network opinions on this particular resource through Twitter, Facebook, other social networks. So basically, all of the information gets pulled in the comments section. So you don't have to go around every social network and discuss Ukrainian thing. You can just go to the Delphi news about Ukraine. Underneath in the comment section, you can see what your friends have said about Ukraine and so on. So you don't have to go through every social network. This is on a large scale. This is basically trying to create a meta social network that would pull all social networks together.
Do you have a name for it?
Yeah, right now it's Opinios, but yeah. So, as I said, we're largely looking for someone to develop this, and
technically, this effectively coding.
Yeah, basically coding. And for now, on the technical side, we found that probably a graph database is the best solution since it's easier to implement. Hopefully, someone is willing to work on Ruby on Rails, then I could be of some help with, basic stuff.
Maybe you could start with WordPress plugin for that. It's the most easiest way how to reach the audience. Huge.
You mean WordPress?
Plugin, your
Make
plugin
a plugin
for WordPress and put them in WordPress store and get some kind of market of I don't know how millions. installations all over the world.
We thought of that, but
22% of all the web runs on WordPress.
Okay.
okay, didn't know that. But yeah, well, we're trying to make something for in particular to get some traction. So,
Are there any Discuss users here, like who use Discuss on daily use? Alright, because I haven't seen Discuss being on any of the bigger news sites. I think Discuss focuses mostly on some personal blogs or just community blogs. And that's the difference. If you're going to approach the news market, that could be a huge success. And
I might be mistaken, but I think there's like a branded version, like a white label version of Discuss that actually many sites use.
Okay. It's possible. I don't know. Okay.
this is why we want to build the prototype. We want to put it in here, and then we want to, see how it attracts users and how they use it and how the news site likes it. And if it goes well, then in a few months, just go to the big sites like Financial Times. We have The Guardian, and that kind of stuff. So we don't want to wait. We just want to push it out there, or it's dead. Because I've seen like a lot of projects that just try to pivot and try to do something. I know some of them actually are successful, but most of them just you burn a lot of money, and then in the end you just don't get anywhere. It's dead anyway. So why not do this fast? Yeah. Thank you.
So any more presentations for today? No? So, yeah. Cool.
There's a lot of good feedback, so I decided to present my idea. So my name is Dizis, and I'm a content marketer, and publishing is my niche of work. But I also have hobbies, and I'm outdoor adventurer. I love all kinds of outdoor sports, so I started sort of side project, scratching my own itch. So there's a tracking application. I'm talking about a skill network, and I named it, it has a name, Skill Badgers. So it's a skill exchange system, and the secret sauce would be this skill matching algorithm. So I can find partners with similar skill, with more experienced guys whom I can learn from, or some beginners I can learn. So it's a skill exchanging service where I can earn badges by learning other participants and learn from skilled masters to become more pro. So I started with customer development. I made some interviews and found out interesting things. That a lot of amateurs are ready to train other people. That was the main question. Are you ready to train other people? They said yes, but for money, no, I'm not so pro. But I know that everybody is at some level skilled, so they can train the level skilled guys. Well, where the money is, and where is this disruption point? Maybe you heard that for the business to be disruptive, it has to be like 10 times more efficient or 10 times less expensive than existing alternatives. And there you go. The existing alternatives are like to hire professional instructor for any kind of sport. It might be kiteboarding or kayaking or whatever sport. No, it's 20, 30 euros an hour. But with this system, you can find a guy who could teach you.
Initially was about somehow finding a mechanism how to put a liquid fertilizer and disperse it together with automatic irrigation system. As an end result, you don't get this sort of pattern that there is a high amount of fertilizer at some point. It's all sort of evenly distributed. Another point is that you of course need to understand when to stop, which is the second trickiest part, and that evolved me to thinking about some kind of sensor that analyzes what's in the soil, what's happening in the soil. So at this moment, I'm researching the possibility of creating a sensor that you could insert in the soil that would be able to report things like moisture, things like pH levels, and possibly a few other characteristics that are quite important for any culture you want to grow, be it grass, potatoes, or whatever else. And I'm currently, I have a technical prototype for dispersing this fertilizer, and so I'm looking for somebody with a technical background, with a PCB programming experience that could like sort of help to make this prototype smaller, and who could also assist me in researching this sensor part. This is some kind of thing that I'm looking at the moment that I would be able to receive some grants, because it should involve some real scientific research about it. There are some sensors at the moment in the market that you can like plug in, get the result, get it out. There are some sensors that report this data on a regular basis, but I haven't found a system yet who would put the sensor together with analytics to do an actual benefit. The market is basically, first of all automatic irrigation system users, like private homeowners, hotels in the warm countries, and the big expansion option is once I get the analytics part right, there's a big market in industrial agriculture. So that's about it.
Questions for them?
Too complicated?
Actually, I've heard similar pitches in Silicon Valley, because there's a huge topic, because like you have this called Nut Valley with vineyards and other stuff, and they're crazy about supplying the right quantity of water to the vineyards, and there's a lot of startups doing this smart irrigation thing. I don't know. I have heard speeches, and I think that there's a lot of startups doing like similar things.
It is
like
about
that.
there are some startups who think about this water conservation, because in Latvia water is cheap.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
California it's crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So any amount of water that they can save is a direct benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Same is for industrial agriculture. If you can rise the output by 1%, it's a quite sizable money. So it's combining those two things together around analytics and being able to tell what's happening inside the soil on a constant basis.
But did you have Google out some kind of results, search results about similar startups already?
I have done some internet research, and I'm meeting a guy who does the agriculture for a daily basis tomorrow. I'm driving to Liepaja, and then hopefully he'll be able to do some
You're
more.
talking about local market or global market?
Initially it's like test idea locally, but the market is global, because it's about manufacturing the hardware, the sensor, the analytics part, and then some market for Latvia is fairly limited.
And how much those smart sensors do you need for square meters? And I don't know.
If you think in a pattern that the one irrigation dispenser can dispense something in a radius from 1 to 15 meters. So basically you need one sensor per this area.
And it should be wireless. This sensor should be wireless.
Yeah, that's also about how to transfer this data, how it's powered. It's probably some kind of low power. I have forgotten the name of the startup. They have just developed a technology that is using very little power with very long ranges. And then that's one technology that can be used for the data transfer. It's more about currently. Actually, the problem is not the transferring the data. More it's about reading the sensor and maintaining the sensor readings consistent. Because when you put a metal in the soil, it gets different reactions and readings get incorrect after some point. So it's about that as well.
Okay. Any questions?
Have you heard about telemetry project?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and can you talk?
But it's something completely different. Telecom is fairly thinking about how to use the existing meters of water, electricity, gas, and how to transfer all those data.
But I think it also could be in this part, because it's not only just those meters.
I think it's.
Thanks, but I'm more looking about thinking about the soil, about intelligence is there in my mind. Getting the reading back, it's not a problem. There are technologies out there, like it's a week or two
the
things.
exact sensor,
It's more about getting the readings out of the soil and then building the intelligence around it.
So it's more like really low level measuring and getting the data out.
Yeah. Basically, because you can measure basically anything that can be electronically measured. Once, if you have the chemistry, you can like measure a whole big range more of different patterns.
So, any more questions?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Any more questions for today? No, okay, thank you for coming. I hope you have fun. You still have plenty of time, at least we have time until 10 o'clock, so you'll treat the networking. Yeah, and bring your ideas to next meetup or an appropriate meetup group as showed up. So thank you.